Hey guys, it's Epic A, and welcome back to another story time with me. And this story is just me being a complete idiot. Honestly, there's nothing more stupid that I've done in my whole life than this. And right before I start the story, I just want to give a huge shout out to Hastyham. If you haven't already seen my current channel art, I'll put up my original rendition of it, and the epic badass monster that is Hastyham's version. It's pretty clear as to which one I prefer to put up. Hasty currently has an unknown amount of subscribers, but you should definitely give him the best amount of support. I mean, if I'm able to have 50 plus subscribers and all I do is make mediocre videos with me sounding like I have breathing problems and act all socially awkward, then this person should have about 2 or 3 or maybe even 50 times more subscribers than I should have. Seriously. Anyway, this channel is in my recommendations on the side of it and will also be in the description for this video. Now, time to go back to the focus of the video. So back in April a couple years back, I was hanging out with one of my friends. We're gonna name him Mullet, and while we were hanging out, I came up with an idea that we should pretend to do some Call of Duty type shit near these woods that were not too far away from Mullet's house. So Mullet and I decided to stack up on his Nerf guns and empty airsoft pistols and rifles. Once we were done with that, we also stacked up on some snacks so we wouldn't be bored out there, and we had a good amount of water bottles and Capri Sun so we wouldn't have to drink our own piss Bear Grylls style. But we also decided to go through with bringing these really fucked up looking masks that looked like they wouldn't have been taken seriously by anyone. My mask was just a version of what the Whisperers wear in the Walking Dead comic book. I'll put a picture up so you guys can kind of get an idea of what it looks like. And Mullet's mask wasn't even a mask, it was just a camouflage scarf wrapped around his face like a mummy. Seriously. And by the time we were done with all this packing, we were a bit hungry, and it was around noon or so, and my friend lives on this type of hill that is behind a road, where there's stores and gas stations, and there was a Dunkin' Donuts that's kind of in front of his house near the side. So we were able to just walk over this barrier down the hill as a shortcut, and we went down this shortcut a few times already, so it wasn't new to me or him. But this is the part that I feel like we didn't have to do, and what could have probably changed everything. So we walked down this hill with our bag of toy guns and food, and we had our masks on and everything. And honestly, we could have just left this stuff back at my friend's house, and once we were done at Dunkin', we could have just went back to his house, picked up the stuff, and went to the woods, but we didn't decide to do that. And here's the thing, we had our masks on, and we went to Dunkin' Donuts with it. And we left our bag of guns outside near the side of Dunkin' Donuts, but we did have our shitty masks on and went inside. And all we did was just ask for a few donuts and ate, got some drinks, sat there for a few minutes. But a couple people were looking at us and leaving the store, and we were just being complete idiots and not really minding that, thinking, you know, oh, are these people gonna call the cops? No, we didn't think that at all. We were just dumbasses, really. And once we left, we had an even better idea to walk out the store, pick up the bag that we left outside, and we took a few guns out of it. Mullet took out a rifle, and I just had 2 pistols. And we were walking along the street like this for a few minutes, and we went through this other shortcut while there were these massive blocks that we climbed up so we can get back to the path to the woods. And once my friend got to the top block and I was on the second to last block, we heard police sirens, and we immediately thought, oh shit, we're fucked. And once we quickly got up there, ran back to the area that we went down to Dunkin' Donuts, and we just waited there for a while. And we saw about 2 or 3 regular police cruisers and then 1 big cop van, and we were basically freaking out because we thought, oh shit, these are for us definitely. There's no other reason for them to be in the exact same area that we were in for a while with fake, you know, plastic Nerf guns and empty airsoft guns and really shitty looking masks. There's no other reason for them to be there, you know? And I'm not sure if this next part was good to do, but we stayed there for a while just to see what would happen, and once we got bored because there was nothing really happening, thank God though, because if there is SWAT and shit like that, I might have actually lost my shit and started running all over the place. But once we got bored, we were finally back at Mullet's house, and we were near the campground looking thing near his house, and we just heard a guy yell, "Come back here," and we immediately stopped, and I just felt paralyzed. The guy who yelled at us was a cop. And so we walked up to him, talked to him, and there were some other cops there. And I think this was the same cop or a different one, but he started giving us the shit on what we did. He called us idiots for doing what we did, and my friend, who was freaking out, started agreeing like, yeah, we're idiots, you know, yeah, we're stupid, alright, yeah, like, you know, we're stupid for doing this. And I couldn't blame him, it was some pretty crazy shit. and after we talked to them, they started looking to our bags to see if there's anything suspicious in there. My friend, who's still freaking out, started blurting out, "We have knives in there," and the reason why we had knives was because we were also going to do some carving in the woods with, sticks and stuff while we were going to be there. And while he was freaking out, I was just trying to tell him, "Dude, shut the fuck up, alright? It's bad enough as it is, Luckily though, we did not get arrested, but we did have to go to our respectful homes. One cop drove me over to my place, and Mullet just stayed where he was since he was already by his house. After that, both of our parents were pissed at us, and I wasn't allowed to hang out with him after that. Although, it's been a while since then, and I've been over to his house about once or twice, so yeah. That's basically the whole story, guys. Sorry if it was a bit long and not as interesting, but I thought it'd be a good story to tell anyway. I'd have to thank Mullet and his friend Kilometers for mentioning this to me after my first video story was up. And yeah, that's it for the video, guys. Leave a like if you thought this was interesting, and see you later.